Hi and welcome to John's Maths Book. In this video, we'll be exploring another key concept in mathematics. If you find this tutorial helpful, then please show your support by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Your positive engagement helps me create more content and allows me to bring you more valuable maths lessons. Without further ado, let's go over to the whiteboard. In complex number terms, a locus is a variable complex number that traces a path in the complex plane or Argand diagram when governed by specific constraints. There are different types of loci, and here we're going to focus on perpendicular bisectors. This type of locus is a standard form of the modulus of z minus z1 is equal to the modulus of z minus z2, where z1 and z2 are complex numbers and represented by points on the Argand diagram. This type of locus traces a straight line representing the set of points z that are equidistant from z1 and z2, and this line is perpendicular to the line that joins the 2 points z1 and z2. Let's take a look at how to find the Cartesian equation of a perpendicular bisector and plot it on the Argand diagram. So in this example, we have two complex numbers, z1, which is equal to 3 minus 2i, and z2, which is equal to minus 2 plus 2i. And here I've plotted both on an Argand diagram and joined the 2 points with a black line. Now the standard form of this type of locus is shown here, where the modulus of z minus z1 is equal to the modulus of z minus z2. If I substitute for z1 and z2 in the standard form, I get the modulus of z minus into the bracket of 3 minus 2i is equal to the modulus of z minus into the bracket of minus 2 plus 2i. Note, when we write it in standard form, it's better to put the complex number in brackets to avoid errors associated with a minus sign. And replacing z with a variable complex number x plus iy, we have the modulus of x plus iy minus into the bracket of 3 minus 2i is equal to the modulus of x plus iy minus into the bracket of minus 2 plus 2i. And grouping the real and imaginary parts of both sides of the equation, we have the modulus of x minus 3 plus y plus 2i is equal to the modulus of x plus 2 plus y minus 2i. If we now think of the left hand and the right hand side of the equation as two complex numbers, where on the left hand side x minus 3 is the real part and y plus 2 is the imaginary part, and on the right hand side x plus 2 is the real part and y minus 2 is the imaginary part. And to find the modulus of these complex numbers, we take the square root of the sum of the squares of the real and imaginary parts. And this will give the square root of x minus 3 all squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equal to the square root of x plus 2 all squared plus y minus 2 all squared. We can then square both sides of the equation to give x minus 3 all squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equal to x plus 2 all squared plus y minus 2 all squared. And if we expand the bracket, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4. And this simplifies to 8y is equal to 10x minus 5. And this is represented by the green line on the Argand diagram, which is known as a perpendicular bisector, as each point on the line is equidistant from our complex numbers z1 and z2 in the Argand plane.